see the light. Congressman, thank you so much. We do not want to see this happen. Ladies and gentlemen, sometimes breaking a record isn't necessarily a good thing, and we've got some trading information from the New York Stock Exchange, and that's enough lately in the last few weeks to make you throw up. The financial markets are bracing for the fourth straight quarter of bad news from U.S. companies, and earnings are on course for a long losing streak, possibly the longest since the dot-com bubble burst back in 2001. But let's not forget also this cheery thought that Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac, government-sponsored mortgage enterprises, are in serious trouble. Some say on the brink of failure. I certainly hope not. Amidst the worst housing slump since the Great Depression. Is the government going to let that happen? And when will Wall Street stop taking a bath in red ink? My very good friend Ray Lucia is a certified financial planner and nationally renowned expert, author, and speaker, and an extremely good singer. I have heard him sing and play the guitar, and he is a wizard on that axe. And he and I often appear on the same platform. He plays the guitar, and I sing Bob Dylan songs, and it's really quite a sight to see. Ray, we're in scary shape these days. What's the individual investor supposed to be doing right now?
Well, Ben, you know, you and I have talked about this quite a bit in the past several years, really. And the investor has to have a long-term perspective. We know that the markets are volatile. But by the way, they've always been volatile. When we first met, one of the first questions you asked me about my buckets of money strategy, you know, that I wrote the book on that we talk about all around the country. Very well. You said, but Ray, what would have happened back in 1966? Because remember, in 1966, the Dow was like, under 1,000. In 1982, it was still under 1,000. It went 16 years. Well, the reality is we could be in a time period where the Dow doesn't move. But remember, if you are fully diversified, and if you are patient, and if you have enough safe money stashed away for the rainy day, you're gonna be okay. We will get through this, Ben, like we've gotten through many other crises before.
What should the ordinary investor, a guy who's got a few $1,000 or maybe a few tens of thousands of bucks to invest, what should he or she be investing in now in the event that there is a catastrophic oil shortage?
Well, you know, obviously you can play the speculation game. Some have said $30, $40, $50 or more is based on speculation in oil. If a person wants to be a gambler, Ben, they can speculate on commodities. Many of us feel that could be bubblicious right now, and who knows when that bubble bursts. And if people have the appetite for that kind of risk, then perhaps they could buy an energy ETF. But I think from my perspective, as a certified financial planner and as somebody that's responsible for over $2 billion and 6,000 retirees, most of whom getting a check every single month, I'm more inclined to be more broadly diversified and take a deep breath and hold on for dear life.
What about guaranteed retirement income? What about annuities, variable annuities and guaranteed annuities often take quite a beating in the financial press, but I kind of like them. They made my parents well-to-do people. What's your thought?
Well, Ben, there were the old death benefit variable annuities. Those were very pricey and just provided a death benefit delta between what the value of the account was upon death.
No arcane jargon.
Okay, well, here's the thing. The old-fashioned variable annuities weren't very good. The new wave variable annuities that provide guaranteed income for life and or principal protection are actually quite good, and there have been numerous professors, Dr. Moshe Milvesky from York University, many studies have been done from New Zealand to the United States of America, the Carnegie Mellon, Harvard, Yale, the Wharton School, all of them have said that annuitizing income makes sense in your portfolio, so I think you're onto something here.
Let me ask you this vital question. You're a retiree. You've been saving up patiently, honestly, conscientiously for your retirement. Suddenly, you see the market's down 21 or 22%. So your financial plan is thrown off kilter very seriously. You're, say, 55 years old, 50 years old. What do you do now? Do you hunker down? Do you change it all to cash? Do you buy more than ever? What do you do now?
Well, again, if you have your buckets of money strategy set up properly, you don't do anything. Because remember, if you have a bucket of money that's invested for the long run in stocks, there has never in all of history, Ben, been a 15-year period where stocks have lost money. And that's through Great Depressions and recessions and world wars. So if you have other monies from which to derive an income, a safe bucket, for example, if you have some annuitized income from either annuities or perhaps non-traded real estate investment trusts that are are quite stable, or bonds. That sort of thing can support you while you allow the stock market to come back, because it always does recover.
So you would say just hold tight and keep doing what you've been doing. But how much of a bucket of cash should the ordinary investor have? I mean, how much cash should a 55-year-old guy or gal have getting ready for retirement?
Well, I have a general rule of thumb. If you think of 3 buckets, bucket number 1 should be about a 7-year bucket full of safe income. And the reason is,
that's a lot.
Well, the reason is bucket number 2 is a balanced account, and that money will kick in after 7 years. And the reason for that is there has not been since 1950 a 7-year period where a balanced fund didn't beat cash. So if you want to be absolutely bulletproof, you buy 7 years of safe money, you buy 8 years of balanced money, and then the rest of your money can be put into the stock market. That usually works out to 40 or 50%, depending on how old you are, and then you're totally bulletproof. Now, if you want to be a little more aggressive, you can put more into the stock market, have less money in cash.
No, I want to be bulletproof. Ray, thank you so much, as always. And by the way, Ray, we want to sing Shelter from the Storm at our next performance, Bob Dylan's greatest unknown recording. Thank you so much, Ray.
I'll be all in. Thank you.
So much.
Take care, Ben. Bye-bye.
Ladies and gentlemen.